We're taking a quick break here at Jack Souter campsite. We're about 1.5 miles in, and then about another mile we'll head to Overlook. Probably take another break there, grab a snack. That's the way we came. That's the way we're going.
Hi.
Hi. We took the short little side trip up here, what's it, Twin Cliffs. Totally worth it. What do you think? Worth it.
Good stuff.
Good stuff.
Yeah, it's short.
I don't know if he's talking to us or not.
I just talk to myself sometimes.
What kind of cheese is this, Anna?
Baby Bell?
Yeah. Mozzarella?
Let me see what it says. It says semi-soft cheese. That's what it says.
Mozzarella taste. A little bit, not a lot. But I know if I just got used to it.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, oh, I feel feeling pretty good.
Yeah. Once you start feeling good, it's like, oh. Could you just for like 20 minutes? So it's supposed to be like a lunch meeting, like your lunch. Because we don't have like a circulatory. Are you good, you guys? How are you feeling?
Hiking out west is easier.
It's just, they take you up the elevation a lot slower instead of just shooting you right up a mountain.
thought. That's real nice, guys.
Yeah.
That's real nice. That's real special.
All right, it's 5:15. We just made it to the, what is it, the Adena Spring Shelter, right as the sun was going down. So we're gonna get settled in and
I teach third graders.
try to find a place to hang a hammock. I'm not gonna sleep in the shelter tonight, but I think Craig and Tiffany are. So try to get a fire going. Enjoy the evening.
Oh, you do?
Looks like it's gonna be a clear, nice night. Morning from the Adena Spring Shelter on the Pine Mountain Trail. So yeah, we're just getting up and getting going. We're cooking some breakfast, making some coffee. I didn't really get to show you around a whole lot last night because we got in kind of late.
Okay.
So there's the bear pole. They got bear poles here on the Pine Mountain Trail.
Oh, I see.
Nice three-sided shelters. And then Anna and I just decided to set up our hammocks and sleep outside. Beautiful stars last night. Heard some coyotes, some owls. So it was a good night. Good night's sleep. I did forget to mention that this shelter does have a composting toilet for those who are interested in hiking the Pine Mountain Trail. We're doing the Highland section. So it's about a 16-18 mile section from Pound Gap in Virginia. And I don't even know the gap where it ends, where we left our car the first time, but it's right outside Whitesburg, Kentucky. But yeah, so we're hiking back to the car. We're about halfway there. We're gonna see a lot more views, I think, today. We might take a side trip down the Bad Branch Falls. So we'll see how we feel when we get to that side trail. But it was a great night last night. Those stars were amazing. I mean, the sky was just, it was crazy how many stars were out last night. Saw some shooting stars and stuff, so that was really cool. And I could just lay in my hammock with the top off and just stare. So it was really cool. So I'm digging this trail so far. Not many people know about it. I think the other section, the Birch Knob section's a little, I've heard a little more rough and it's a little longer. So, but the Highland section so far has been great. So I'll give you more of an update later.
It would be a funny sounding coyote, you're right.
Right, on the Pine Mountain Trail Highland section, second day. Just want to explain what the Pine Mountain Trail, Scenic Trail is real quick. It's a trail in the works. They only have a couple sections completed, but when it's done, it's going to be 110 miles long along the Kentucky-Virginia border, and it's going to be part of the Great Eastern Trail, which is going to be another long distance trail like the Appalachian Trail. So yeah, like I said, it's still in the works. It's marked by these yellow fluorescent blazes, which are really nice, and the trail is super well marked, so really nice. We're in early November and there are leaves everywhere on the trail, so they kind of hide some roots and rocks, and they're noisy. You're not going to sneak up on anybody hiking in these leaves here, but it's been a beautiful trail so far. I think today we're going to get some really good stuff as far as overlooks and just different scenery. So yeah. And they have like all these signs, like we're coming up on one now, gaps marked and elevation, and it's a lot of work. They put a lot of work in this section, at least so far. So like right here, Moonshiners Hotel. Oh, nice. It's a geological marker. I think this is Wildcat Rock. Oh yeah, there's a sign right there.
This is cool. Man, I bet this was really cool a couple weeks ago.
Yeah,
All
with
the
all these
foliage.
colors.
Yeah,
Oh, it's so beautiful.
it's beautiful anyway, yeah.
Yeah. Gosh, I wonder how far we can see. Oh, the furthest. So, I wanted to see how far we've gone. Does anybody, my phone's on there. Does anybody have theirs handy?
Well, you know what we need to do is we need to look at all three phones, add them together, and divide
Average
by
it
three.
out.
Yeah, that's true. Well, Craig's carrying my phone.
Yeah.
I am?
Yeah, it's in one of your little pockets in the front. I put it on airplane mode. I guess I should have shut it down last night, but
It says 3,700 steps on it.
So, like a mile and a half.
I always have a hard time finding that on this phone.
And we're going, is it 9 miles we're going today?
Depends. If we want to do the mile down to the falls and back, I'd say we wait till we get there and just see how we feel
See how we feel.
and what time it is. I'd like to check them out, but it seemed like that Mike was saying they might not be running as like,
Yeah,
you know,
because of the time of year.
yeah.
It says 1.4 miles.
He said one. Yeah, you were right.
And I didn't turn my phone on until we got to the water source.
What a funny place.
Yeah, you like don't see anything the whole time, and then it's like, oh, radio station or whatever.
Okay, Redeem.
Yeah.
I didn't hear any pops or anything. So.
Good.
Go for it, ladies.
Okay.
You do smell like bourbon, yeah?
That's my natural smell, bourbon.
Bourbon.
Tip, you want me to wait up there?
I don't know.
You need help?
I don't think so. I just need to.
Kind of an
Stretch it.
interesting little section.
It really is. I was saying it reminds me of the show Lost,
Yeah.
like where you find like random human things that are like old and rusty in the middle of the woods.
Wait.
Yep. Oh,
Oh, yep.
oh, it's cute.
Yeah. This trail's really nice. You come to a little overlooks like this down into the woods and big boulders and cliffs. The woods are really open along this whole trail. It's really nice, especially with this time of year. With the leaves off the trees, you can just see surprisingly forever. It's really cool. Lean to the right.
Coyote scat.
Slip, slide, rock.
All right.
What's it called?
Slip and slide rock.
Slip and slide rock. Couldn't quite see the ampersand sign there.
Oh, there's lots of poop right there.
Yeah.
It's a favorite pooping spot.
This is wet.
I feel like I'm on the moon.
Farther.
There's some cool like water.
Huh.
Like
Water grooves.
yeah, like circles where they're in water cooling, I guess.
Slip and slide rock.
Wowie, wowie. Holy
Look at the
crap.
top of the tree.
That is fascinating.
Wow.
Look at that.
Yeah.
It really is interesting though, like it makes you wonder like the laws in Virginia and Kentucky for the
Strip mining.
way the hills look there and the way the hills
smoke?
Oh yeah?
Sure you. No horse stomping yet.
No, I meant you.
I'm doing a yogi squat.
This is the view right after Box Rock.
Aww. We love you. Wow.
No grommet.
Tenacious. Like you.
Yeah, great.
Yeah. We're naming you Ruth.
Ruth the tree.
It's by, um,
Yeah, I think this is called Mars Rock.
Oh, yeah, there's a sign up there. Got pushed in pretty hard at some point.
Yeah, it's like really crazy.
Unpleasant on a hot fall day.
Well, it's hot, but I mean, imagine on a hot summer day on here.
This is the view from High Rock, just off the trail a little bit. It's pretty cool. I think that's the town of Whitesburg down there, which we stopped at on the way in here. And this tree's got the best view of anybody.
I wasn't here when it happened. It's amazing the difference between the light and the dark and the shade.
we were for that sign before.
Are they back?
part's really cool. A bunch of hemlocks, some boulders. Reminds me of the Red River Gorge.
That's easier than it looks.
Yeah, it's not too bad.
The roots have been very helpful.
Mwah.
3.2 to the car, almost there. Let's see.
Two.
Oh, that'd be better too.
Wow. You
These little
tall
pebbles
people.
are like little sandpaper. All right, we made it to Eagle Arch. That means we're getting super close. We got the, I think the sign out box for us.
Yeah.
It's just right up top of the hill, and then the shelter and the car. Food, snacks, and beer. Yes. Uh-oh. All right, time to sign out. Did you see that, was it?
Fiona
Mike-
Brooks,
Yep,
right?
they made it.
They did.
All right. They were booking. So we're officially signing out. So they have a sign in and out box at the place where we started at Pound Gap on the Virginia-Kentucky border. All right, we made it to the Flamingo shelter. That means we're really close to the road, but it's not giving up. Still gotta climb. These climbs are short, but they're straight up. All right, we made it.
Woo!
Yay!
Cheers!
The celebratory, let me grab mine.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Cheers! Well done.
Yep. So I think that was longer than what the map said.
I
So
agree.
we started hiking at like 2.5 earlier than we did yesterday, and it's almost dark. So
Yeah.
yeah, it was a pretty trail though. I'd come back and do it again. Yep.
Pack extra water.
That's right. Now I'll have to find some food and some beers. All right, hey everybody. I just wanted to give a recap on our 2-day hike on the Highland section of the Pine Mountain State Scenic Trail.
So yeah, basically Pine Mountain Trail, it's not one of the more well-known trails. It's still being established. About 42 miles of the 110 miles are finished right now, and it is going to be part of the Great Eastern Trail, which is going to be, you know, like a little brother to the Appalachian Trail or little sister. It's going to be about 1,800 miles. It's going to start in Alabama and finish in New York. So once Pine Mountain's done trail, that'll be part of the Great Eastern Trail. So it's pretty cool. It's marked by, it's really well marked. There's some fluorescent yellow blazes where even if it's dark out and you're hiking your headlamp, you can see them, so that's kind of nice. You don't see that on too many trails. But yeah, it is really well blazed with signage and blazes. I mean, if you think you're not where you're going the right way, just stop and look around and you will see another blaze. It's really well marked. The Pine Mountain Trail Association does offer shuttles. If you're just going to go by yourself, you can park a car on one end and shuttle back to the other. So that's kind of nice. You can check out the information, and they have maps that are down. You can download and information on the Pine Mountain State Scenic Trail on www.pinemountaintrail.com. I'll try to put the link to it in the description on the video. So basically, I want to talk about our trip a little bit. We parked our car on US 119 right outside Whitesburg, Kentucky. That's the start of the Little Shepherd Trail that goes into Kingdom Come State Park. And we parked one car there, and we took the other car to on US 23 at Pound Gap, right on the Virginia-Kentucky border, and that's where we started and hiked back to US 119. The mileage on the maps on the website, it says it's about like 14.7 or 9, I forget, miles, but in reality it's probably more like 18 or 19 miles. So just keep that in mind. Took us a little longer than we thought. You know, the climbs weren't that bad, but they do go straight up. There are a few switchbacks every now and then, but it seems like you just go straight up and down, typical ridge walking in the mountains. And because we were on the ridges, there was not a lot of water. So you need to keep that in mind too. I think the first major water source we got to after starting on US 23 was at the shelter at the end of the day at Adena Spring Shelter, and there was a little pipe coming out of under a rock shelter. So just keep that in mind. There's a little more water on the second half from Adena Springs to US 119. You do follow a little creek for a while right after High Rock, so you know, just keep that in mind if you're planning on doing the trail, that the water source is kind of scarce, and a lot of the campsites are at a higher elevation, and you just want to plan ahead. Don't plan to get to a campsite and just plan there being a water source there like on most trails. So let's see, there were a lot of leaves on the trail. I think that made it a little rough, you know, just kicking through the leaves. It was kind of noisy, so, you know, but it was pretty. Because the leaves were on the ground, we got, you know, the forest around the trail was just amazing. I mean, really clear and open. You could always look on either side and see the mountains, Virginia on one side, Kentucky on the other, so it was really nice. Because it's a lesser known trail, the solitude was amazing. We saw 3 people right off the bat when we started, and they were day hiking. We didn't see anybody else the rest of the trail, and then we ran into a dad and his little daughter, Michael, and Fiona, which were amazing. We got to share the shelter with them on the night in the campsite. We had a nice little fire going, good conversation. So it was really nice meeting Michael and Fiona. They hiked out the next day, and they were cooking pretty good. So I hope they're doing well if they ever watch this video. So it was nice hanging out with you guys. And let me see if I got anything else. Oh yeah, the timer on the shelter. Like I said, we got a fire going. The stars were unreal. It was amazing. I slept in my hammock and just stared up at the sky. I mean, you could see shooting stars. The moon was out, which lit up the whole forest. It was really impressive. So there was a nice little breeze blowing, and you know, the leaves in the fall, you know, the leaves are just kind of falling down real slow and hitting the ground. It was just really peaceful, and the lows were in the 50s, so it was really comfortable to sleep. The highs both days were in the 70s, so it was a little hot actually, especially the second day, because you do walk some exposed ridges, and because the leaves are off the trees again, you know, you don't think in November, but you know, we got some sun hiking because the sun was in full effect the both days out, so that was really neat. We did hear some coyotes. They woke me up at about 3:30 in the morning, yipping and yapping, and then a barn owl decided to stop by. I believe it was a barn owl because it made a normal owl call, and then it just started screaming. So it kind of, I think a few people, even though nobody said they got up and heard it, everybody in the morning was talking about it. So I think I'm going to post a little sample of the sound in the video here. So if it's not a barn owl, just let me know what kind of animal it is. But I think it's a barn owl. I know it's an owl. I just don't know what kind of owl it is. Good views along the whole trail. It was really cool. Like, the trail's really nice. It was, like I said, about 18 to 19 miles long, but it's in the woods the most of the time, but it breaks it up with, you come out on these amazing views and rock shelters and boulder gardens. So it's a very unique and interesting trail. I would recommend it to anybody, especially if you're looking for like a first backpacking trip. You could do it in 3 days. There is a shelter near the end, and there are a few campsites, you know, in between the shelters, so you could do it in 3 days. I just think it felt like it took us longer because of the daylight savings. It was getting dark around 5 instead of 8 or 9, so you know, just keep that in mind. But yeah, I just wanted to give you a recap on the video. I would definitely go back and hike it. I know there's other sections of the trail. There's the Birch Knob section, which I've heard from multiple people is not really finished yet, and it's kind of a beast. And as far as mileage being off, they said it's way off. So I might try that in the spring. Just see how it goes. So yeah, if you have any questions, go to their website, Pine Mountain Trail. There's a lot of information on there. I actually joined the Pine Mountain Trail Association because I love the trail and I'd love to see it get complete. I think once the 110-mile section is done, it's just going to be amazing addition to all the long distance trails, not only in the country but in Kentucky and the southeast. So check it out. Great trip. All right, talk to y'all soon. Happy hiking. All right, these are the credits. I want to give a shout out to the hiking crew, my wife Anna and our friends Craig and Tiffany. Amazing company, great conversation, great weekend. And I also want to give a shout out to the video editing crew. We got River, right River? And he loves craft beer. And then we got Dougal. Dougal. All right, happy hiking. See you out on the trail.